Hey, what is up, my dudes? Today I want to talk about some times where I actually quit some video games. One of them is going to be, kind of random because I never really get into casual gaming, but this one had a hold on me. I think this was like around maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I don't remember if it was during the summer or like right at the end of summer, but I think it was around that time. I was really addicted to Farmville for like about a month or two. This is how I conquered that addiction. I had like a bunch of friends that weren't into it, but then I got into it and I got them into it. So we would just like send each other, I don't know if it's hearts or crops or something, but you send something to people and then they send stuff back to you. Like that's how all those like casual games go, right? I ended up like getting a pretty decently sized farm because everybody was into it at the time. People were like writing shit in their crops. The one time that I was like, this has gone too far, I need to stop, was I actually set a timer so that I could get up and plow my crops or whatever you called it. So what you do is you plant something and in real time, or actually not quote real time, but like actual world time, what's supposed to happen is the crops are like growing, and it's like if you don't want to pay for anything, it's like, all right, like come back in 4 hours and then this shit will be ready for you to like harvest or whatever. But the thing is, if you skip the time, like your crops can go bad. So you're basically wasting your time. So it gets you addicted because it's like, oh shit, I gotta get these crops handled, son. It's a balance of like, do I plant a bunch of like dumb little crops and stuff? Or do you like wait to get the bigger crops and then they'll give you more cash, but then they take more time? So I think like I just did like the 2 to 3 to 4 hour crops. And my mistake was that before I went to sleep, I was like, I'm just gonna set these crops. And then I didn't think about it until like 10 minutes after I was like supposed to already been asleep. I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to wake up in like 4 hours and like pick these, right? So what ended up happening is I set an alarm for 4 in the morning. I didn't think anything was wrong with that. I was like, yeah, man, I gotta take care of these crops, I woke up at 4 in the morning and I was like, all right, let me just handle my business. You know what I'm saying? I picked the crop, nothing wrong with that, right? After I went back to sleep and then I just woke up like at my regular time, I thought, why in the did I wake up at 4 in the morning to harvest some crops like on a damn game? And I was thinking, this is what real farmers are doing. And I'm not even getting paid for this shit. I'm just like sitting here falling asleep at 12 midnight and then waking up at 4 in the morning to harvest my crops. I was like, this is too real. I can't do this, man. I can't like be harvesting shit like in the middle of the night. Like I don't really want to like harvest stuff for real. Why would I do it in the video game, So that's when I ended up saying, you got to go Farmville. The second game that I quit was Fallout 3. I think it was also around the summertime, near the end of summer. I don't know if it was like the same year or a year later. I ended up getting off work, like my little like 9 to 5 or whatever it was, like time, I don't know. It's like a basic job, I worked for money, basically. They gave me currency and I labored for them. So I came home from work. I was like, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna relax the shit out of tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up just playing Fallout 3 at like around 9-10 p.m. in the evening. At night, I had a roommate that had a job that was like 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. So they were sleeping by the time that I got home from work. They woke up, went to work. I was playing the game. They came back from work and I was still playing the game. I didn't really see anything wrong with that. I was all like, yeah, man, like I've just been doing a couple of missions in the Fallout, Wasteland Survival Guide. Like, what's wrong with that? I mean, I guess it wasn't the fact that it was so long, but the fact that I didn't really sleep on my day off. So then I just had to go back to work the next day. And I was like, that's f***ed up, man. Maybe it was that, but also something that kind of freaked me out when I was playing the game is that I was playing in a level where there are like these Mirelurks, and Mirelurks already look really freaky. Not only because obviously they're a video game character, so it's like, it's a bad guy, supposed to look bad or whatever. The aesthetic of the Fallout thing is, what if like in the 50s there was nuclear war and nothing progressed? There was a level where you had to go sneak in and steal some Mirelurk eggs or some shit from like hatching. So you had to bring them back and not kill them. I remember that I was playing with headphones when I was walking around, you just hear like these weird noises around you. Also in the game, there's like a lot of roaches. They're always like, you know, hiding in places or whatever, but they're big ass roaches. So playing in surround sound, I thought there were roaches inside the house because I was like, they sound so real. By the time my roommate came home, they were like, you still playing the game? And I was like, yeah, I just gotta go have breakfast and take a shower. When I went outside, it was like the scene when you open up the vault, so bright and shit. Like I just looked outside and I was like, oh God, why is everything so adjusting so slow? This is just like the video game. That's when I stopped playing Fallout 3 because I was like, I played this game for too long. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys ever quit a game that you were like really into, really addicted to? How did you quit? Did you quit because you wanted to or because somebody forced you? Yeah, let me know in the comments below and stuff. Like the video if you thought it was pretty funny or cool or anything. Peace.